Hi, welcome to Psych Insights and today's guided meditation for developing mindfulness of thoughts. Go ahead and settle yourself into a nice and comfortable position. Sitting upright, extend your spine, and tuck the chin toward the chest. Rest your hands in your lap. And once you've settled in comfortably, gently close your eyes. And maintain your sitting position quietly as you shift your gentle attention to the breath. Notice how the breath takes in the air calmly and deeply. And notice any thoughts that make your mind stray. There's no need to dwell on those thoughts or chase them. Just allow them to pass and maintain your focus on the breath. Now, notice a complete breath cycle. From the moment the air enters the body, the pause in between, and when it comes back out again. Notice the small break before the next breath cycle begins. And just continue to observe feeling the air going into the body through the nose. Visualize the flow of air as it travels to the lungs, expanding the belly and the chest. And visualize the flow of air as it comes back out again through the nose, back into the environment around you. And now begin to deepen the breath, deepening your inhales and your exhales, noticing how the body is becoming more calm and relaxed as you breathe. And notice how the breathing is quiet and gentle. And then allowing the breath to return to its natural pace. Remind yourself that there's no need to control your breath in any way. In mindfulness, we just want to practice letting things be as they are. And focusing our attention on the breath is a great tool to practice this. So just allow yourself to really sink into your seat now, wherever you may be positioned. Feeling the weight of gravity pulling you down gently, and maybe connecting with the feeling of the seat beneath you. See if you can connect with the sensations, the pressure, the weight, and the support. Just notice where your sit bones are touching the seat, the cushion, or the floor. And then bring your awareness to the breath, using the breath as a way to really tap into the present moment. So today, we are going to practice mindfulness of thoughts. When you notice yourself thinking, you can first acknowledge it. And then instead of bringing your attention back to the breath, just allow your attention to stay with the thoughts for a moment. And you can even do this by visualizing the thoughts as if they were clouds in the sky. So each time you notice that you've gotten lost in a thought, just take a step back and recognize that thought as another cloud in the sky. The intention here is to see your thoughts as objects, rather than being enmeshed in them. And oftentimes we do this subconsciously, and that's okay. This is what makes us human. But the more we practice watching our thoughts and observing them without judgment, the less we will identify ourselves with them. So bring to mind an image of a clear blue sky and begin to see some clouds coming in. Notice how some clouds are big and some clouds are small. Some are round and some are long. They are all different shapes, sizes, and forms. Some are lighter and some are darker, and some may seem more scary than others. Some are barely noticeable, but still there. And try to imagine each cloud representing the thoughts in your mind. The clouds are temporary and don't affect the sky in any way. They are always moving, always coming, and always going. And every cloud is welcome. The sky has no preference and remains untouched by the clouds. Thoughts constantly change, but your awareness is like the sky. It is very vast and unchanging. Learning to step back and observe the passing thoughts with an attitude of compassion and acceptance is the key to experiencing more peace within our minds. The thoughts are not the problem. It is whether we choose to identify ourselves with our thoughts or to just let them be. And let's say there is an ongoing thought in your mind. It could be a judgmental thought, a resentful thought, or a jealous thought, and you may find yourself feeling guilty about having this thought in your mind. You may experience shame, embarrassment, or frustration. You may tell yourself that you shouldn't be having thoughts like these. But a mind clear of such thoughts simply does not exist. The mind is part of the human apparatus, just like the arms or the eyes. It is very much like a computer. Your unique set of life experiences determines the thoughts it produces. Given your background and history, your mind could not be producing thoughts other than the ones you experience. And it's about accepting that your thoughts are not personal. They are just part of your programming, part of the human condition. It is completely natural to have thoughts that may bring discomfort and pain. But the tendency to judge unwanted thoughts as bad or wrong creates more suffering. Thoughts are not inherently good or bad. Labeling makes them so. They are neutral events passing through your awareness. They have no power to make you suffer. So as you become more aware of your thoughts, try your best to let them come and let them go. Remain as the observer. Let go of the tendency to give them a place to land. And given the unexpected nature of our thoughts, they are also self-arising. They tend to appear by themselves out of nowhere, and there is nothing you can do to stop them from appearing. It is simply the mind doing what it does best. Now, where we may also experience suffering is allowing a single thought to turn into a stream of thoughts. Thinking, on the other hand, is a choice. The original thought arrived by itself. You didn't choose. The resulting stream of thoughts, on the other hand, is something you can choose to induce or not. Thinking is a choice. The more you become aware of your tendency to do this, the easier it becomes to stop yourself mid-sentence. And there is no need to blame yourself or feel shame when you think. Most of our thinking is unconscious, but by practicing awareness of our thoughts, we also strengthen our awareness of thinking and what we choose to think about. Part of identifying ourselves with our thoughts means that sometimes we think we are our thoughts. But anything we can observe simply cannot be us. If you are aware of the book laying on the table, you cannot be the book. When you believe you are your thoughts, It is natural that you will judge them as good or bad, and judge yourself for having them. But if we can look at thoughts as something in front of us, and if we can observe them, then that means we cannot be our thoughts. Understanding the nature of the mind and the difference between thoughts and thinking allows our minds to become less heavy and intimidating. We allow the mind to become a space that is safe, peaceful, and light. Happiness is not about the absence of unhappy thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It's understanding that we are not defined by any of these. They are free to come and go as they please. The mind has as much or as little power over you as you give it. And before we end this practice, we can send some gratitude to the thinking mind, knowing how important our mind is in terms of getting us through the day. And sometimes we get frustrated with the mind that doesn't slow down, but ultimately, knowing that everything the mind does, it does because it is trying to help us. The mind is always trying to make us happy, and so just sending some appreciation, saying thank you to the mind for doing what it does, even if sometimes it's a little misguided. And as this practice comes to an end, take one last deep breath in, deep into the belly, and then exhale slowly and steadily. And in your own time, gently open your eyes.